Hello folks, today I'm gonna be bringing you a build for the first class in Torchlight Frontiers, and this build is more of a hybrid build between both Barrage and Row. I've decided to call it the Poisonous Tornado because it kind of implements poison darts with the use of the Bane item, the Bane relic staff, in combination with Cyclone Mode, and it turns into a fury of poisonous bolts and projectiles shooting out when attacking the monsters. The build currently don't mind the level ups here of the skills. I'll go through what levels of which skills you would need. Then I'll go through the gear, and eventually at the end I'll just show a bit of gameplay with this build. So for the skills we have at the core skills at the 1, 2, 3, 4 left mouse, right mouse, we have Poisonous Dart, it should be level 12. We have Vent Vortex Bomb, of course again level 12. Ramming Robot level 12. Then we have Core Launch, which I would advise to just get as level 1 until you max out Vent Vortex Bomb. And why I'm suggesting to get Core Launch as level 1 early on, to help you with heat dissipation, so you can vent with two different skills when needed, and that's mostly because if you're relying on rapid fire, it will get your heat up pretty fast. So Core Launch level 1, keep it up until you think you can sustain venting with just Vortex Bomb. Once you can handle that, then just get rid of Core Launch and keep it as a passive only, either level 1 or level it up to whatever level you want, like 3 or 4 with the rest of the skill points. Then Rapid Fire level 12, Cyclone Mode level 12, those are our two main damage skills, whereas this is utility plus damage, and this is synergy with the relic weapon we're using. Even if you don't have a chance to poison weapon, that could get you to proc the passive of the Bane staff, it should be still fine while you're using poison darts. Ramming Robot is pretty much self-explanatory. It's charging and knocking enemies back, dealing some good damage while doing that, and gaining a damage reduction in melee combat. We need Servo-Driven Uppercut as a passive only skill for the melee skill crit chance, which is very good synergy with Cyclone Mode. And Cyclone Mode, I personally tried to max out Cyclone Mode first for the movement speed. It made my moving around maps and doing quests much faster. Although if you would prefer to level something before that, you could probably do with Rapid Fire. Vent Vortex Bomb I've left to max after I've maxed those three skills and I've maxed Rapid Fire. So as you can see, I'm 63, and in order to max out all the skills you want, you need 96 points and 1 point for Core Launch. So this is Rapid Fire should be 12, Poison Dart 12, then Rapid Strike 12. I've left it for later. I'm just starting maxing it now, maxing it out now. I tried to rush Ramming Robot, so I just put 1 point here. I think I put 1 point here, or maybe I actually might have put 3 here and 2 here to unlock Cyclone Mode, which needs 5. But do whatever you want, either put more points here or more points there. Then as soon as I unlocked Cyclone Mode, I just put 1 point here, 1 point here, and started maxing Cyclone Mode until I could unlock Ramming Robot. Then I just went for it. If you think you don't need that damage reduction in melee combat, just leave that skill to be maxed out later, unlike I did. If you don't think you need the melee skill crit chance that urgently, don't max it out now and just max out Poison Dart and Rapid Fire first. I've put 2 points in Shotgun Blast, but maybe you can leave that for later. It does help with heat dissipation, so eventually you need this at level 12. So from here you need those 3 skills at level 12, you need this at 0. This is the only skill you don't need to get. If you decide to go for a coal launch instead of Vent Vortex Bomb build, then maybe you could get this, but I think this build doesn't need Slug Shot at all, as it doesn't max out coal launch, and it eventually gets rid of coal launch when possible, once Vortex Bomb is maxed out. So from here, as I said, Rapid Strike should be 12, Vortex Bomb 12, all of those skills should be level 12, all 5 of them. So you have 5 skills from here, 6, 7, 8 skills level 12, and 1 skill at level 3 currently. At the end, eventually it will be level 4 once they add the last skill point. Before you have a Bane weapon, the skill wouldn't, the build wouldn't work as you would want it to, because you'll be using a different weapon. You'll be using the Wood Drinker. But as soon as you can, craft a Bane weapon, because it would really help with that poison synergy. Now let's move on to showing you some of the gear choices and the preferred gear mods I believe are good for such a build. Without needing to say, any weapons that give you chance to poison, be it like a cannon with chance to poison, or a sword with chance to poison, or a staff, or a great sword, or whatever that could give you some chance to poison, be it weapon, offhand, or a cannon, would be nice. Although if you can't get one of those, just try to get something with shock, chance to shock, and extra bolts, such as gloves with 4 times additional bolts or 2 times additional bolts and gearwork. If you want to go for gearwork, by all means do so. Gearwork is a very nice stat when you're farming, and you can get it on the helmet and gloves. In the shoulders you can get crit chance, it's a good, very nice bonus. On the armor and like chest and leg armor, I would strongly recommend going for physical damage whenever possible, unless you have something really good with a lot of levels difference than the physical damage one. Or you just need some HP, go ahead. If you feel you need more HP, go for the HP. If you feel you need some more defense, go for defense, but I strongly recommend going for physical damage. Now for the hatch, you could get various different cooldown reductions, and I'd say go for something that gives you stats that synergize with those active skills you're using. Something that's like Poison Dart modifier, Vortex Bomb cooldown, perfect to have some Vortex Bomb cooldown, it would go well with this build. Coal Launch cooldown maybe is not that good if you plan on getting rid of Coal Launch, but try to get something that synergizes well. For the offhand, if you decide to go one-handed and offhand, I'd strongly suggest, as I said, either poison or chance to shock and additional bolts fired. Or if you think you could, if you want to get rid of Coal Launch, it's good to get a focus that gives you 2 times the heat dissipation, the steam per second dissipation, this thing. Something like that would be kinda good, and it would synergize well with the build as well. Or like this. This even gives you faster cooldown for Poison Dart, so that's actually heat dissipation plus utility, decent. This gives you more damage for Cyclone Mode, so if you think it's worth it, sure, go ahead for it. Cyclone Mode, of course, helps you deal a lot of damage to the trash mobs, and it's a good skill. It's one of the major skills for this build, along with Rapid Fire. Or you could go for a weapon that gives you flat damage in addition to poison or shock. It's also a good choice. You can also carry a shield, 1 for each frontier, like 1 for poison, 1 for goblin, and 1 for undeads if you want to, if you can afford carrying those in your inventory. For the cannon, relic weapon charge rate is not a bad choice, especially if you want to be spamming your Bane active skill, but if you can't find something like that, as I said, just go for something that gives you poison or shock. It will go well with this build. Of course, eventually you would probably outlevel your good items. Like here, as you can see, I've outleveled this sword. You can't see it now because it's different frontiers, but once this gets downscaled to my other frontier, to my high-bit frontier, it would lose out on the DPS like this one, with 2 levels difference, or like this one, which gets downscaled further down, and I'll be losing the burning concrete. If you can get a cinder blade, use it until it kind of runs out of DPS compared to what you're dropping. Cinder blade is great even though it's burning, but that critical chance versus burning target stacks with this critical chance, and that's a lot of melee crit chance, like 40% on a decent road cinder blade. Because 20% from the cinder blade and 20 from the servo-driven uppercut. I think this pretty much sums up what stats to try look out for. Always try to find something with steam dissipation if possible for the focus. Even if it's just once, try to have a bit of steam dissipation per second, because it would really help bust those rapid fire spamming like this, and heat dissipation, keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming, another heat dissipation skill, keep spamming, and you're almost ready for another vent bomb. So this way you can burst single targets with rapid fire, with a lot of steam dissipation. Now let's move on to showing you some of the relic weapon options. As I said, Bane is the best, but you would start with the Blood Drinker. It's a solid starter weapon. Heal per hit during the active, and hitting bleeding enemies cause them to rupture, dealing 45% weapon damage to any enemy's hit, so that's a lot of damage to all the bleeding enemies, and you'll be causing bleeding while this one is active. Flaming Destroyer is not bad, it gives you an extra active skill if you want to use it. It also gives a good crit chance while it's active, and it also gives you an amazing attack speed bonus while it's active. That stacks up to 5 times of 5%, 25 total. Of course, Bane is the weapon we need for this specific build, so try to, if not farm it, hopefully get lucky while leveling up on the bosses from the quest and get a drop. But I personally spent some time trying to farm a core for this weapon, which is this core, Ember Core Bane. For the pets, I really like going for a double Little Stud combo. A Little Stud with more than 10% crit chance and more than 40-45% crit damage would be nice. And for the pet color, I would ideally go for something with block chance and HP, or block chance and whatever other bonuses RNGesus blesses you with. So for now this is about the relics, so let's move on to some gameplay. I'll show you some high-bit frontier gameplay at this class. So for the gameplay I'm gonna show you how all the different skills synergize. As you can see, I just poisoned with poison dart, and see all those poison projectiles shooting out from the poisoned enemies. This is the effect, the passive effect of the Bane staff. You don't have to have the skill, the active skill of Bane on while killing and attacking poison targets to have those shooting out of them, which is pretty nice. And as for ramming robot, you can see it's good for movement, and you in a moment see how much damage it does. And let's just quickly show you this here. It can one-shot the little ones, but it can also deal decent damage to some of the tougher opponents. And it helps us move faster. Of course, my Cyclone Mode is maxed out, so I'm running faster even as it is. So as you can see, Cyclone Mode kind of keeps rocking those lightning bolts, because I have chance to shock on my offhand. But if I were to put this sword with chance to shock for additional 37.5, so over like 70% almost chance to shock, it starts becoming another story, like way more bolts. Although even if you just have one thing that gives you chance to shock, it's still not bad. This is a coal launch, basically an AoE fire, but we're not maxing out this skill. What we're maxing is a vent Vortex Bomb. It's basically a vacuum skill pulling the enemies towards you. And you see, ramming robot helps you move from one group of enemies to the other if they're kind of split up, so you can kind of keep fluid combat. So for now, let's do a combo of going in while they're poisoned, doing cold launch for stacking the two damages over time, then moving away with ramming robot. But this is a good combo. Poison dart stacking with cold launch is an amazing combo. And let's try and show you the damage of ramming robot on some more like on tougher targets like this. This is perfect. See, a lot of them died, so even though it packed a bit before it showed them dead, they actually did die from the ramming robot itself. This one is also amazing damage, especially if you feel the heat faster. As for rapid fire, you can see it fills up the heat faster than most other skills. This is why I believe having cold launch at level 1 is nice. Later on you can replace cold launch with maybe something like Servo-Driven or rapid strike if you think, or shotgun blast. Actually I'd suggest putting shotgun blast later on there if you replace cold launch. So either put shotgun blast, Servo-Driven or rapid fire in your number 4 once you decide to get rid of the cold launch. Let's try and show some more ramming robot action. Here one-shotting the little guys. Here a bit of rapid fire on this dude. Yeah, he died fast. Bit of cold launch here. In the meantime we can spam the poison dart in a different spot so we can split up the damage. Again a bit of charging to ramming robot. Now let's do some proper vent Vortex Bomb combat like this. It's good to stun, good crowd control. So it's not just damage, it's also stun for those targets to survive our Vortex Bomb. And if you manage to stack poisoning with lightning, it's an amazing elemental combo. Because you have the poisonous tornado from poison darts, and once I activate the bane, you see what's happening. You're immediately poisoning even if you don't have poison on your gear. You can see I'm poisoning those enemies, although they kind of die too fast to show you the proper effects of the weapon, but it's still active for another 20 seconds. But probably I won't be able to show you until later on. So guys, the bane is almost ready. There is a boss fight here coming right next to us. So let's do the combo. Poison dart, maybe the ramming robot. Let's use the bane and cold launch, vortex bomb afterwards once we charge some more rapid fire, and there we go. This one was kind of a easy opponent to kill, and I actually accidentally entered my portal. So this is kind of it for the gameplay demo. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it, subscribe, comment if you want to say something, feel free to do so. And just keep me updated on anything else that you might want to see, any specific builds you might want to see. I've got a few more builds planned. This one is not on my document, but I'm adding it as we speak now in my document with builds. So this makes all the builds I've made for this class up to 4 I think now, or maybe even 5 if I count one that's split into 2 versions, and a total of 10 builds that I've made for the game already for the different classes. Next up will be a Dusk Mage build for tomorrow, followed by Realmaster and another Forge build. Goodbye from me, and keep it cool guys.